Well, good Monday afternoon to everyone. How are you? It is good to see you. It is good to be seen by you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't know this, if maybe you've stumbled in here at random and you're not aware, I am the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear from an undisclosed location somewhere in the swamps of Central Florida. And Doc Flamingo, I see a new face out there. I'm going to try this. Guillermo El Mago. Did I get that right? I wasn't sure if the G's are soft or hard, so I went soft. But hello, good to see you. Jorge Uribe, I think I got that one right. Movie Guy John, Robert Phillips, yes, early stream, Mobius, early stream. Getting back into it early. Gonzalo Lira's Bar Tab, how are you? Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And I just wanted to take a minute to announce that I will be taking a vacation next week. I will be out next week for some much needed rest. No, I'm kidding. I do need a vacation from Christmas vacation because my Christmas vacation was not very vacationy. I worked a lot. I did. And I resolved to do something. But before I get into that, guys, if you haven't already, if you haven't done so already, pseudo TPK, good to see you. Robert Phillips, greetings to you as well. Please do click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications to find out about all of the cool stuff that I like to do here on the channel, particularly if you're new here. If you're one of the over 1,000 people who've subscribed since November, thank you so much. Yeah, Doc Flamingo, thank you very much for the super. I cleared it with upper management. Gonzalo, that is brilliant. I love that. Bought a $1,200 sound system for his in-laws, just so he wouldn't have to talk to them over Christmas. Just rack and stack a bunch of streaming holiday movies, and then go work on D&D stuff. I think that's a perfectly cromulent thing to do. But anyway, please click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications. The 1,200 or so of you, 1,100 or so of you that have subscribed in the last couple months, really from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. It has been quite the ride since I started doing the YouTube shorts, which has brought a lot of you guys to the show. The YouTube shorts have gone gangbusters, and I have so much more to share with you guys. Just little tidbits from interviews, factoid stuff. Did you know the Dungeon Delver has tons more shorts to bring you on YouTube? That's right. As they're called on YouTube, verticals will soon be populating your phone with D&D trivia, snippets of interviews, things you may or may not have known about the hobby, and all kinds of TTRPG history. So click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications, and please, if you haven't already, buy some merch. Anyway, so more of that is on its way, and I surely appreciate you guys. We had a fun drawing on Christmas night. Mrs. the Dungeon Delver was here, and you kids were so well behaved. Thank you all very much from the bottom of my heart for that. I got we have the box sets are in processing. So if you want a box set, you will be getting an email from me here shortly about that. That is the last time I'm ever going to talk about them, except for right now. People have asked me if they can purchase one from me. I think maybe that is something that will happen. So if you didn't win one, you may have the opportunity to purchase one. Mobius says YouTube is soon to be TikTok. Let me Oh, if it's going to be TikTok, let me do the bird hands. Let me just let's just talk about that for a minute. I need a French manicure and a Stanley mug to really make that work. A Stanley mug with like key rings hanging from it and an iPhone case, a bejeweled iPhone case. Anyway, I will agree. I will agree that yeah, I'm doing it. Just sit on my hands. I will agree that yes, YouTube is chasing uh the method of YouTube getting its message out there is changing. That is absolutely correct. But this is important. I'm not going to engage in brain rot. I'm not going to do slop. I'm not going to post stuff up that is literally outrage bait. It's not going to be like here's like a clip, the Gary Gygax on 60 Minutes clip. It's overlaid on a blue screen of someone playing Subway Surfer, and me off in the corner going, and not saying anything while what he's saying in that now like thumbnail sized bit of screen, if you're on your phone, is being blasted in neon colored what is the font? I use it every day. Just the neon colored action font, with every word being highlighted. He says it. That's not going to happen. Stay golden, Big Sam Rice. Thank you. I'm not going to do that. I will continue to bring my shorts. I will bring them in the vertical format because that's how I got to do it. But it's always gonna be single source, informative stuff, or clips from interviews and videos that I've done with creators. That's how you got to turn your phone like that to watch it. Otherwise, it's a Delver's Dungeon video. I had someone suggest to me that my shorts needed to be no longer than like 27 seconds for maximum saturation. Screw that. I'm not going to try and cram the history of wood grain OD&D sets into 27 seconds. I mean, somebody want to start a timer and see when I go over it? Did you know that in 1974, TSR contacted a third-party printing company to produce the boxes for Dungeons & Dragons? Gary Gygax thought that the wood grain look was good for D&D because it was down home and was matched the wood paneling people had in their houses at the time. The stickers had to be placed on each box by Gary and his family in their living room and basement before they were shipped out. But these boxes, now rare collector's items, I mean, I think I just blew past the 27-second mark. Okay. Granted, I was kind of making up some silly shit, but you get what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down. If my short, look, there are history channels, there are shorts, there are philosophy channels who do shorts that are like 2.5 minutes long. I think we can have a little latitude. I think we can have a little bit of latitude with how I present the shorts. So no, the shorts are always going to be there. The shorts are not going to be brain rot. That's simply not going to happen. But one thing I will tell you, great old ones, good to see you, brother. One thing I'm going to tell you is, at the rate I was going in November, it has slackened down. It has slackened down. I hit a peak of subs in November where, like, it's the disco stew moment. If you guys are familiar with The Simpsons, when Marge is looking for a business to invest in, and there's disco stew at the business fair, and he's got this graph that goes up to 1976. And he's like, And if these numbers continue through 1976, Cyrus, right, good to see you. I think so. I am back, Rabbit. So I don't want to fall in the trap of thinking this ride's never going to end, because if that was the case, back when I was pulling in 500 subs a day for about a week when Wizards of the Coast broke the OGL in 2023, I would have over 100,000 subscribers now. My subscriber count would be in the million. It doesn't last. Jorge, I love that. I love that. To the disco room. Oh my God. Mystery Men is without a doubt one of the best superhero movies of all time. And Mobius, of course. Disco Stew, don't advertise. The birth of a legend. So yeah, I don't want to fall into that belief because it's come way down. Like it's settled in mid-November to like 25 subs a day, to where like I'd get up and look and see my subs were like 18 first thing in the morning for a day. And I was like, come on. That sucks compared to yesterday. And then by the end of the day, it'd be up around, 25, 30. Now it's settled into about 10 a day, and it may continue to step down, or it may peak back up. December through February are not great months for YouTube viewership. Oh, that's another banger, Gonzalo. Hey, fun boys! Mag schnell visit Art. On Dummkopf, watch out for the CD changer in the trunk. But yeah, so I know there will be a letdown, but I think, knock on wood when I say this, I think by year's end we will be at 10,000 subs on the channel, and I'm super excited about that. I'm super. Oh, Elizabeth, hi, hello. We're about to start talking about you, but I was doing bird hands earlier. I was doing you can get mad at me later about this, Elizabeth. I was doing the feminist TikToker bird hands. We need to talk about this. Bob Jester. Yeah, I'm still on the air, Bob. Fancy that. I'm not over on Rumble or BitChute. Imagine that. I got to tease you, Bob. Love you to pieces. So yeah, we're close. We're getting close. We're getting super duper close. And what's driving it is you guys. You guys are putting out the good word. You're coming to the channel. You're seeing the content. Maybe you're one of those 1,100 people or so that has subbed since November. This is the meat and drink of what I do. Like if you're like, I just want tapas. I just want D&D tapas that I can snack on for lunch on a daily basis. They're not going anywhere. This was not like a bait and switch kind of thing. But if you want the full meal, 7 courses with pie or cake for dessert, you come here. Buy Crom, Scooter for Mike. Good to see you. Hit that like button. That's right. Because this live stream is brought to you by me. Brought to you by me, the Dungeon Delver, and Crom. The Character Record Organizational Manager software. That's right. How many times have you sat down to play a D&D and as a DM and you're like, oh, they want to meet Lord, Lord Mighty Guy. I need to stat him up real quick. Like, you don't want to improvise because stuff is happening. stuff is happening with the quickness. We're going to talk about those, St. Cuthbert. We're going to talk about those. Or you're a player and you're like, oh, I want to make a character really quick, or I want to make a bunch of characters, or for whatever reason, you want a quick and easy character creation system. That is why I wrote Crom. Character Record Organizational Manager, guys, is an application that I've written. It runs under Windows 8, 8.1, 10, and 11. It is the last word in first edition AD&D character creation and management. Now, the M, Crom, it's not Crow, it's Crom management. Level a character, change a character's stats, buy equipment for the character, add XP, keep track of that XP, drain a level, age the character, dual class the character. If they're a human, if they're half elf, dual class them on the track to bards, as humans can do. Any first edition AD&D legal character class race alignment combination can be generated. It saves in text, it saves in HTML. It is yours for $25, guys. $25. Email me at the email that's going by right down there, bsylvia@gmail.com, and I will hook you up. It is a simple text interface. People have said, how do I do this? How do I do that? What am I going to do when I get it? You're going to open your player's handbook, because that's the user manual. That's it. Crom. I think it's worth every damn penny. I want you to buy it. I want you to buy a copy of Crom. It's $25, guys. And that entitles you to all future updates. There's never going to be like, hey, guys, Crom, I think we're at Crom V2 R 1.5 or something like that. There's never going to be, hey guys, Crom 3 is out. You got to buy it. Okay. I'm not going to do that to you. You bought the program. There's going to be updates. You know, within reason, like if Microsoft releases Windows 12 in 3 years and it's like it doesn't run on Windows 12, I'll walk you through setting up a virtual machine to run Crom. No, odds are not, Bob. Crom 3, yes, that's between Crom 3 and Crom 4, 3. I was having some fun with ChatGPT over the holidays. I almost had it convinced that there was a positive whole number integer between 3 and 4. Almost. It beat me down with facts, though. But yeah, I can't really get into expansions. You know what I can get into? Fun stuff, because there was I'm scared of 7, if I'm being honest with you. I'm terrified of 7. Because 7, 8, 9. So we're going to talk about some cool stuff that I got. I'm not going to open the we're gonna do an art book day one day. I've got the art shelf going on over here. I've got the D&D Art and Arcana. I've got Chris Foss, Diary of a Space Person. You know, we've got Matt Rhodes. I got a couple of art books of his. I got Regis Milan, Hajime Soriyama, which I can never show you. Ever. I can never show the Soriyama stuff. Hey, Dungeon Minister, good to see you. Hello, Padre. And then, of course, I have the gargantuan. I have some small Frazetta books, but I have this amazing 50-pound, it didn't cost 50 pounds, weighs 50 pounds, Frank Frazetta art book over here. I was saying on the live stream that to read my art books, because these are satin gloss pages, to read my art books, wouldn't it be nice to have cotton gloves to handle them with? And I decided I was definitely going to have cotton gloves for this. So Elizabeth got me, like that night she went on Amazon, and I got these like the 26th or the 27th. This is a box of these are like museum quality, curator quality cotton gloves. They're disposable, but honestly, unless I get them incredibly grungy, I don't see myself going through them. Yeah, this book is bonkers, Dungeon Minister. So yeah, I can handle the pages of my art books without getting them smeared with just the oils in my hands. Hee hee. Yeah, the Michael Jackson glove. 40 days and for 40 nights I was on the side. Anyway, so I love these. Thank you very much, Elizabeth, for these. These are awesome. Dungeon Minister, you don't really need the exam, but I understand if you if you're a little concerned. Now I have the whole kit. But anyway, so you guys know a lot about proctology. Just going to say that. So yes, thank you very much. Robovsky, good to see you. Joe Kaufman. Joe got an absent Michael Jackson monotone. No, I'll do it. I'll do it in my YouTube Shorts voice. Did you know that for 40 days and for 40 nights I was on this site? The kid is not my son. But anyway, so thank you very much for the gloves. I have plenty now to explore my art books. Yeah, that's right. We've seen too much. So if I get dry hands, I can lotion up and wear them in bed. Oh, that's very true. I generally don't mind my hands being dry. My like fingers don't split or anything. I don't care. I don't care. My feet are a bigger problem. I got a pumice stone my heels. I got Grand Canyons in my heels. I don't like it. You want Delver short voice for he. Beat it. Just beat it. But anyhow, moving right along. Speaking of Elizabeth, because you're still here, and God bless you. I got something else. I got this, and I'm gonna have to show you guys. We're gonna have to, let's see, can we go over here and pop over here? Okay, there's the top of my dome. A D&D dice set. Isn't that nice? A D&D dice set. That's pretty cool. But wait, there's more. D&D dice in a very fancy looking box. Look at that, guys. RGB dice. That's right. Liz got me a set. Excuse me, Elizabeth. My apologies. Elizabeth got me this gorgeous set of light up RGB dice. And I have to be careful that I don't tilt these and they fall out of the case. But yes, these are light up dice. And they are awesome, and I can't wait to show these off at events upcoming, which I'm going to talk about here in just a few minutes. So I adore these. These are so spiffy. I'm going to tell you guys something. This D12 is super insensitive though. Like I have to whack it on stuff to get its accelerometer to oh, you guys are over here, to get its accelerometer to go off. Yeah, now I can play D&D in the dark where I can't see anything else. Sealed with a curse as sharp as a knife, doomed is your soul and damned is your life. Character is what you are in the dark. So yeah, those are really, really spiffy. If you guys missed, by the way, Joe Kaufman got me a beautiful Greyhawk map, which is counter rolled back in its tube to hopefully flatten out so I can put it up somewhere. This is not really a mail call because I don't like showing off stuff I just bought, you know. I got this for me. But this is pertinent to my upcoming travels. And it is pertinent to the show. What this is this is a dual mic port dongle that plugs into an Android phone, and hopefully it works. It says it does. We'll find out. And these are lavalier mics. I went to make audio from some of the stuff that I filmed at EggCon, some of the live streams I did at EggCon. As soon as I got them home, I was like, what the hell do I need glow in the dark dice for? Because you need them. So I went back and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cut this section out and share it as a short of me talking to Harold Johnson about the genesis of Dragonlance. And it's nearly unlistenable. So in fact, someone thanked me. He's like, oh, thank goodness I can barely hear this video. You've got subtitles on. Thank you. Cause I can't hear it. I was like, the audio was just not good. So what this is this is just two inexpensive lavalier mics. And this to plug into my phone. So when I'm using my phone as my interview gadget, it'll do well. Next mail call item that I got, which came, excuse me, came as an absolute surprise to me. I was not expecting this. I got this from One Bookshelf. Thank you, One Bookshelf. No, I got the Dragon Slayer RPG by Greg Gillespie. Look at that. Definitely unexpected. Hey, Tonka Todd. How the heck are you, my friend? Good to see you. Yes, right. One Bookshelf. So yeah, I have the dragon sign. And I love this. Orange spines. How cool is that? So that is pretty spiffy. I'm going to start looking through that. And if you sent this to me because we had said, hey, let's have you on the show and we'll talk about Dragon Slayer, please let me know. I've forgotten. I don't need a dozen swords. Exactly. You don't need 3 sets of chainmail plus 1. You don't. You can sell them. But what if you do? An invisible horse party. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a lick. Ooh, it tastes just like raisins. Anyway, so I was quite flabbergasted. My gast was flabbered. So thank you, kind person who sent me the Dragon Slayer books. That is all the mail call that I've gotten. There were a few things that I didn't show up. Somebody asked Dragon Slayer, or Dragon's Lair. I'm always confused by that. That's right, Light Main. We're climbing up, man. So this right here, someone said, "Oh, it's Durin's door." This beautiful piece has an identity crisis. First of all, I love it. It is a book holder. It is a book stand. Specifically, it is a cookbook stand. Now, I don't use cookbooks much. It's all up here, but it's just a fine book stand in general. The problem is, but here, you know what? Let me grab a book. Here, Matt Rhodes. All right. Matt Rhodes art book stand. I want to put Matt Rhodes' book on display. No can see book stand. Book stand, go away. Joe Facetious, good to see you. But I'm going to use it and love it anyway because this is awesome. I'm going to use it and love it anyway. Need to get those BX miniatures for display. We'll see. Just making sure there. Let me see if I can do this. It's easier to pick up than to put down because it's got this kickstand. And if I let this go, the kickstand will hinge down and then you see the problem. Let me see if I can do this. So I got that. So you've seen now the stuff. I got a neon D20, which I think I showed this Christmas night. If I didn't, I'm about to. But I did get a neon sign D20. Very sorry to hear that, Griffo. So I can do this without blowing out anyone's eyes. Let's crank the brightness way down. So you guys go. You can see that. I got to figure out a place to put that. And that brings me to my next point before I get on to business of the week and business of the weeks ahead. And that is the studio space. I need to rearrange this stuff, guys. You know, as well as I do, that none of this stuff is props. All of this stuff, this is real gaming material. If you see a miniature on a shelf, I will take it down and put it out there on the table. Enjoy your dinner, Dungeon Minister. I don't know what's going on there, Tarath, but okay. But all this stuff is just stuff I game with. I have gotten so many beautiful pieces to that I want people to see, like my art book shelf. I know you guys can't see this real clearly, but I like having all my art books here. I mean, in a perfect world, I would have a gargantuan studio and I would have all these on a shelf, all front facing out. I don't have that and I won't have that. But and now we have this, the Frazetta engine block. Oh! Even the back of the cardboard box is awesome. I'm keeping the cardboard box it came in. Don't think for a minute that I can't. You might think, well, just adjust the shelf a little and then put it on. That not being a thing I can do aside, this book will literally sag under its own weight if it stood on its end. It is meant to be laid down. It is a coffee table book. But I want this in here, and I want it where it can be seen. You'll see this from orbit, right? I want it where it can be seen. So I have major rearranging to do. And I was like, oh man, in December, I'm just going to coast and I'm going to have so much time to do that. I didn't. I did not. I worked myself every day. Even on Christmas Day, if you go back and look at the publication date, there's 3 shorts up on Christmas Day. Now, I racked them and stacked them, but I did them for that day. I did them for Thanksgiving Day. I did them for New Year's Day. I believe that, Mobius. So yeah, December wound up being almost as busy for me as just any other time of the month, and I didn't like that. As far as working on the studio, I'm just going to have to work on the studio. But one thing I'm going to tell you is I'm not doing this to myself again next December. I'm not. I'm going to spend the autumn basically sandbagging as much stuff as I can and auto scheduling it in December, maybe even starting in November. Now, I'll still do live stuff up until the end of November. But like, the shorts and even the advent calendar, whatever form it takes, that'll probably just be all set to automated go. And the only video I'm doing, the only live that I'm going to do this December coming is going to be, is going to be the Christmas show with me and the missus. Because I can't. Guys, I worked myself to the bone over the holidays for what? Not for what in the sense of pleasing you guys. Of course I did it for you guys, but in the sense of, if I had said I'm gonna, I'm gonna be on, and if I had said to myself, December's not much of a vacation month, I'm just gonna have to face that, I might have been better prepared for it mentally. I love Christmas. I had a beautiful Christmas with my wife and my kids. You're welcome, Griffo. You're welcome, brother. But I need a vacation from my December vacation away, which has nothing to do with you guys. It really doesn't. So I'm doing it better and smarter next Christmas. And speaking of next Christmas, I'm going to mention this now and then probably again this spring, maybe this summer. But I'm not going to mention it in between. First of all, I want to thank everyone who subscribed and remained subscribed as a patron or a YouTube channel member. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, even if you didn't win an OD&D set. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sticking around. We're doing it again. Not OD&D sets. I said those are the only OD&D sets I'm going to give away. I'm going to mention this now, and it's not going to come up in conversation again until I deem it appropriate. And that's not going to be for many weeks, many months. The December 2026 gift holiday, call it what you will, giveaway is going to replica OD&D sets. A nerd's nerd. Good to see him. No, the holiday gift for 2026, I am hoping, and this is why I'm not going to harp on it all year long. One, you guys will get sick of it, and two, I don't know yet if it's going to. What I am hoping to do is it's going to be a giveaway of 4 reproduction deities and demigods, unedited deities and demigods, reproductions. I'm not going to go out and buy real ones. That I don't have that kind of money. So, and we'll do the same thing. We'll do the same thing. You know, you subscribe on Patreon at any level, subscribe on YouTube memberships at any level. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I may be back here in June saying, well, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do something different, and this is what we're doing instead. But that's kind of what I'm aiming at. Now for the week ahead, tomorrow night, because you guys have been asking about this. When am I going to give away something you don't have the real original version of? Well, you don't have a wood grain OD&D set, or maybe you do. Maybe you do. Give away a 1E Rollmaster set. Yeah, I'll just take a shitload of dimes up to the post office and just photocopy off my friends' books. But this week, tomorrow night, we're going to play first edition AD&D live for you guys. If you don't know what we do when we do that, come back by and you'll find out. If you are into first edition AD&D, if you are just learning how to play first edition AD&D, if you want to know how to play first edition AD&D, maybe you already know those things and you just want to see how other people do it, tune in. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited about that. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, I need to talk to Kyle. I need to see what we're going to be doing on Wednesday. Thursday, we have a guest on Thursday. We have guests. What? Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. Give me just a second. I will be right back. Sorry, folks, just had to answer a question there. Thursday night, we have guests, Vicky and Dean of Everray Games. They're going to be here. They're going to be talking about their projects. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then Friday night's kind of up in the air because we're going to be gaming on Friday nights. Friday nights is a gaming slot, as you guys know. We have finished Gamma World. We're going to be playing something science fiction-y and different on Friday night. Great old ones, Champions 1E. No, because if we did that, you'd drop your Friday night game and come over here to watch or ask to play. And as far as hero system, I mean, I like to do character creation for our live plays. Guys, that would take like literally the first 3 weeks would just be making a character for one person if they haven't played it. Frida Khan, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Frida Khan, Free Deacon. Okay. Now, you might say that with that, like, okay, well, we're just rolling on and the weeks are going to be normal. Not so. Next Thursday and Friday, I will not be here. Why will I not be here? Because I will be up in Philly at Page. Let me tell you guys about Page. Let me tell you guys indeed about Page. Let's just bring this right up. I will be right here. Yay, clicking multiple things over and over and over just to get something on the screen. I will be at the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo. When I said that those little gewgaws were for future travel, yes. So when I am live streaming, when I am recording videos, when I have guests in the booth with me, you'll be able to hear me better. Yes, Page is exploding. Page is crazy. Classic Travel on Fridays, I don't know. So that is where I will be next week. If you're in the Philly area and you want to come down and you want to play at a gaming con, then I will be there as a guest, Mobius. I will be there as a guest. Then you ought to stop by. Then you ought to stop by and say hello. I'll be there. I'll be having fun. You guys should be there. You guys should be having fun. The 15th to the 18th, Page is exploding. Must have had a glyph of warding, excuse me. So that's what I'll be doing then. And then on the back end of that is the international sign for the back end, waving with my hand there. I will be in can I do this? Can I do that? Nope, it won't let me. It'll either be, how about that? This? No. Oh well. It will be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. You need a Southern California con for graybeards. Rob, do it yourself, bud. Make it happen. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I hope I'll see some of you guys there. I will order, if you buy Delver's Dungeon merch from our merch store, it's linked below, and bring it to Page, or anything I've written, any of maybe you've printed out some of the freebie modules I've given away. Maybe you have a copy of Elemental Moon that I wrote as Andy Luke Crossness. Maybe you've got a copy of Lost Crypt, that great module that I wrote part of for Gary. And you're going to bump into me at Page and you want an autograph on it. I'll absolutely do it. I'll absolutely do it. And who knows, maybe by the end of January or the end of February. At this rate, I feel like it's probably going to be April or May. We'll hit that 10,000 and I can announce that you know, where we're going to do the guac. But I will mention this. I say, you know, we'll hit 10,000. Maybe you're one of the new folks here and you're wondering why that is so why that's so important. Why do I keep harping on about 10,000 subs, 10,000 subs? There's no real thing with YouTube that changes. Like if you hit 100,000, that's a milestone. YouTube will celebrate you. They sent me a little, oh, congratulations, you hit 1,000 subs. When I hit 1,000 subs, but like they you know, 10,000, they don't send you a plaque, they don't send you a note in the mail. Oh, Robert, you spoiled it. I asked you to not tell people. Cat's out of the bag. Friday night, we're going to be playing Cyborg Commandos. After we get done with World of Cinnabar. And it's 15 levels of sleep. Anyway, when this channel hits 10,000 subscribers, regardless of what YouTube does or does not, I will start planning to host an in real life gaming convention. A small one. Not here at my house. You will never show up at my house. That's right, Bob. The Guac, the Great Underground Overland Gaming Convention. It won't be free like the Guac is, but the Guac will always be free, just not the Guac. The Great Underground Online Gaming Convention is our free Discord online gaming convention. And don't think that, oh, it's an online thing. Well, I can just not do that. Let me tell you, we have author and artist panels. We have an artist, Allie, Tracy Lesh, and probably going to have Richard Witters again this year. We have merch. We might have a little contest. Who knows? Might have a little auction. Might be auctioning off something. Like a charity auction for the con. I'm the charity. But regardless of what we do with Guac will remain unchanged. From now on, Guac will be the second weekend of April. That is where it's at. I kept pushing out further and further and further in the year. It was getting further and further away from March. I can't do it in March because, okay, the reason it was in March or close to March the first time, actually, I think it was pretty late in the year the first time too. But the reason I want to bring it closer to March is when I hit 1,000 subs. And you guys browbeat me into yes, there was Mobius. Dungeon Minister's merch channel has it. When you buy from him, it helps him. He and I split those profits. But yeah, so I hit 1,000 subs like March 11th of 2021. And I want to do I want to do that again, or maybe it's 2022. I don't recall. I want to do the con as close to that time as possible. The thing is, that's right around my wedding anniversary. So, you So I pushed it over, and I just kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So I'm pulling it back in. It will be welded in April. It will always be in April. It is on Discord. We're going to do a how to sign up for it at least a few times, and how to play games. We're going to do, just a few. And the beauty of it is your travel cost is zero. Your accommodation cost is zero. Your snack cost, that's whatever you want to pay for snacks. And for my friends who are over the sea and far away, the con is open 24 hours. If you want to run a game at my local 4 a.m. to my local 8 a.m., but that's like noon to 4 in the afternoon where you are, go for it. It's not like it's a convention hall where we have to like lock it up and like, oh, sorry, you can't, It's free. It's 24 hours a day. It's online. And we're just gonna do a guac talk show. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. And that is the weekend of April the 9th, 2026. It's gonna be here sooner than you think. So the game grid is open. The game grid is always open. It's over on Discord. I'll share the link now, but if it's a little cryptic to you, don't worry. Don't worry. You can just pop in and say, hey, I want to run something on the guac, and I'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. So let's see. Invite people. Copy. But did it copy? Well, there we go. So there you go, guys. It's right there in the chat. Oh, you know what? I think that's probably the YouTube chat. So not over on X. So if you're watching us over on X and you want to join that Discord server to be ready for the guac, you can go ahead and do that. Just type that in. So I'm stoked about that. And then this summer in July, again, I have been graciously invited to be guests of Heidi and Eric up in Lake Geneva. Of course, that's Eric Garland and Heidi Gygax Garland at EggCon. I had a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun last year. And now that I've cracked the code for how to eat while I'm up there, excuse me, how to eat inexpensively. So I'm hyped about that. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a real good time. So I hope you guys will stick around for the ride. Now, usually what I like to do, and I'm going to do it now, is kind of open the floor, particularly if you're a new subscriber. If you're a new subscriber, do you have any D&D questions or TTRPG topics that you would like to ask me, and maybe I can answer for you? And I will do that thing. Sadly, Kabuki Kid isn't here, so I can't throw out the answer to the volume of the Caspian Sea. Con crud for everyone. I did okay at EggCon last year. Where I didn't do okay was GaryCon 2023. Me and the missus brought the vid home. Oh, that was unpleasant feeling. So unpleasant feeling. So any questions about the con, about anything? And while you guys are looking that up, I'm going to tell you now that, guys, we are at 8,878, 8878 on the old subscribatron, guys, and thank you so much. The latest YouTube short I've dropped up there, by the way, if you want to see it, is a little vertical slice of the wonderful interview that I did with Errol Otis. That was a lot of fun. I'm going to do one more today, one more short today. I've been sticking to threes. I have enough material. I could do probably 20 shorts a day. But then, you know, I would turn into somebody if I did that. Little Shop of Horrors. How much sci-fi is too much sci-fi for AD&D? That's the neat part. It's not. What is the trick to make boots of levitation useful? Combined with invisibility. Go invisible and immediately start levitating up. When you get to the ceiling, start pulling yourself along. Combine them with invisibility. That's my recommendation. And like if you're a mage, you know, that's you get in a position like, you know, you've gone invisible, you've levitated up, you've pulled yourself along, you're in position, hit them with burning hands. Eat beans, Little Shop of Horrors. There you go. I was gonna. What was I gonna share with you guys? Oh yeah, I was telling you about the subscriptions, doing real well. Let's see, any questions? Would flatulence only if used as an attack? Intelligent monsters, I would even say, depending on the flatulence, maybe even semi-intelligent monsters might figure out where you are. They might triangulate on you. Yes, but that's theft, Rob. We all know what happens when you steal from Willy Wonka. How do I interpret the void from the dumped? You've seen plenty of high functioning soulless people. They work at the DMV. Okay. I know it's a terrible episode of Star Trek. I would go with the Spock's brain thing. You can walk them around. You can basically like push them over here, turn them over here. But like as far as fighting, spell casting, anything like that, you've got to feed them, you've got to help them relieve. Yeah, if I was going to do Star Wars, I would go with Weg. God, I'm going to get so much hate for this. I apologize. I don't dislike D20 Star Wars. Granted, the first book was an absolute mess, but I don't dislike D20 Star Wars. But WEG is the best, yes. Big fistfuls of D6s. Wegmans Star Wars. And I have a set of the books down here, but they actually belong to Volcano God. So if you're out there, Volcano God, hello. TXG, good to see you. How are you? Any other questions? Any other questions at all? We've been kicking along for about an hour. It's 7 o'clock. 7 of the clock. I can answer questions. I can refuse to answer questions. But we will be back tomorrow night, regardless of when we wrap up now. We will be back tomorrow night with first edition AD&D. We got a good group here to play. Jason Vey has Little Brown Book Star Wars rules that use OD&D. That's awesome. Good for him. Very cool. Where was I on the night of the 13th? I wasn't at Camp Crystal Lake. The night of the 13th. Let's see. That was a Saturday. So I was probably here arranging verticals and thinking about Christmas. Quick point of order. I don't know Jason Vey. This is not me mocking him. I just, every time I see his name pop up in social media about RPG stuff, I think of Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire. Jason Vey, blown away. What else do I have to say? Sorry, it's just terrible. Just awful of me. No, that's about it. That's about all I have. Sorry for the dead air there, guys. You know, that is the one thing that I have been doing with the verts. Like, okay, go watch the Errol Otis vertical. It is, let me see here. Let me go to my content real quick. Come on, open up for me. There we go. 8879 now. I want all 8s across. On all 8s across. 8888. This is an error. I miss 8008 because that was boob. So the Errol Otis short. Okay, it's 1:18. This is not me going after Errol at all, because you just heard all the pauses, all the verbal stops I do in my voice. When I do the verts, like if it's Gary talking, when it's just me going, did you know that blah, 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 blah. There's so many places where I pause to skip to another line, or I take a breath or something like that. And when I sit down, I have to cut all that stuff out. So that Errol clip was actually like 1:40. Well, maybe a little less than that, because I actually found kind of a better beginning for it. So I trimmed it, and basically you just go in the waveform. Somebody stops to take a breath. Somebody goes, ah. So anyway, Gary, you know, he said to me, you cut all that out. So anyway, Gary said to me, you know, and you just edit it all together. You take all the stops out, and a 2-minute vertical, and compact it down to 45 seconds if I'm having a particularly bad day. Also, you guys would not believe the number of retakes I have to do. I print out, let me show you guys. This is a couple of months worth of scripts for my verticals. There's 3 per page, and I print out, hey, Bingo Man Zero. I print out the scripts on both sides. Let me do this live, and you guys will get a feel for what I'm talking about. Did you know that in the 1980s, the AD&D core and supplemental rule books underwent a design change for the cover art? Previously, the artwork was done by David Trampier, David Sutherland, and Errol Otis. However, in 1983, Monster Manual 2 was released featuring cover art by Jeff Easley, who had joined the TSR art staff the previous year. Starting in 1983, his artwork would replace that of the Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook, and Monster Manual. Deities and demigods would get a facelift that wasn't just artwork, but a new title, Legends and Lore. Later, Easley's artwork would be featured on the cover of Unearthed Arcana in 1985. Interestingly, The Fiend Folio never saw a reissue with new cover art, although new cover art was created for it. The art was instead used for module OP1, Tales of the Outer Planes. Every time I stopped to take a breath would have to come out. And I heard at least 3 or 4 places in there that I would have to go and cut out. So this, if you scroll back a little bit, this clocks in at about 1:10. When I'm done editing it, it's 50 seconds or less, which suits the vertical format greatly. So some random person asked me if in the comments, and I didn't take offense, like just say some rando. It wasn't one of you guys who's regularly here. Thank you, Bob. I need to edit. I have thought about that, releasing April's Fool's Day video that's just get flagged by YouTube. Wouldn't that be horrible? But I mean, what crazy person would flag my video for thinking it's inappropriate content? I mean, have to be some kind of head case to do that. But take care, Joe. I'm right behind you. I'm on my way out too. But yeah, so all pauses like that. So going through and listening to stuff like Gary, when I re-release the remastered Gygax interview, I'm not touching Gary's audio except to get the hum out of it. Which I have already done. My awkward pauses, my interruptions of Gary, all that stuff's getting chopped out, but Gary stuff's being left intact. However, for the verticals, to get the gist of it in, all those verbal stops have to come out. And there are many, just like that one just now. So editing the verticals is a lot of fun. And let me tell you something, and I think it was Great Old Ones that was saying this later. Great Old Ones, verticals, 3 a day between noon and 5. But do check your metrics to see when your audience is on. Just vertical slices, 30 seconds to a minute. Do a call to action. Just do yourself a separate call to action video and clip. If you go watch my verticals, I've got Tracy's merch as my outro image, and just append that in every time. Get yourself a relatively decent audio video editing suite. I think it's like $79 for Filmora, and I love it. Oh, it's Gonzalo lyrics. Okay. But anyway, that's it. Joe Kaufman, that's funny. But yeah, that's just the way to do it. Easy money. Money being kind of a metaphor. It's oh, somebody unsubbed. 8878 again. This was up to 8879 a minute ago. Somebody didn't want to have fun. I'm just kidding. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm just kind of babbling now. Tomorrow night, we will be back. We will be playing first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons for your enjoyment. Great Old Ones, Gonzalo Lira's Bar Tab, Thane Kyle, and of course, the man himself, Doomsword Deathmaster. Be there or be square. As for myself, well, what can I tell you guys? It has been a long fall into winter, but you know who don't hibernate, guys? You know who waits out there lurking in the wilderness, waiting for you to be inattentive? You're fat. You're full of holiday candy and still got that veneer of good cheer. And that's when they get you. The Owl Bears. Peace. Good night. Great to be back. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere, in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around, some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.